Well, I think alien abductions would give some people some social life, but honestly, I don't think that people are being abducted. I don't think any aliens are here. 1 out of 3 people think that the aliens are not only out there. Obviously, I think they're out there because we're looking for them. But 1 out of 3 people in this country think they're also here, sort of wandering around, you know, flying through the skies in their saucers. But I think if that were true, you could go down to the Science Museum there in Seattle and see some exhibit about it. You'd have people at the University of Washington working on it. They're not. Why? They don't know we're here, right? Our radio signals have not gotten far enough into space for the aliens to even know Homo sapiens exists, so I don't think they're here. Is that one less worry for you?
Yeah, I wasn't particularly worried about it, actually.
Oh, okay. In case you were.
That's still good to hear,
You can sleep better at night knowing that.
Yeah. So, I obviously know that nobody's seen aliens, but I noticed that you had, like, this pretty cool little thing in a jar. Is that, like, your image of an alien? When you hear alien, what do you think?
Well, I don't think of those guys, although Hollywood does. See, that's the kind of alien that Hollywood always makes. Hollywood aliens are always things you don't like bugs or snakes or, you know, insects of various kinds, arthropods. You know, they always look like something we're kind of wired not to like very much. But real aliens, I mean, to begin with, if they come here, they've got to be able to pick things up and, you know, hold a pair of pliers or use a soldering iron, otherwise we won't hear from them or they won't come here. But beyond that, I think that if you ever heard from the real aliens, they probably wouldn't even be biological, right? Because think about it, what are we going to do in the next 50 years? Aren't we going to invent our successors? Aren't we going to make thinking machines? What do you think about that? We going to invent thinking machines?
I don't know if we would, because some people would be scared of that, thinking that it would make us inferior, right?
Yeah, what if they took over? Well, at least you'd have, maybe they'd make us their pets. I mean, pets get to sleep a lot, right? Just eat when they want. I don't know, it might not be so bad, but it looks, I mean, if you talk to people who work in this field, they say within 20, 30, 40 years, we'll have thinking machines. And as soon as you have a thinking machine, they get better really quickly, unlike humans, which don't get better very quickly. Then they just take over. So you might be the last generation to actually run the planet. But my point is something else, that if you hear from the aliens, they've already done that. So they're probably machines. That'd be my guess. You don't agree?
Very interesting.
Well, what is your interest in this project?
Well, I just think that it would be interesting to find out more about our place in the universe and whether there's anybody else out there.
Yeah? Suppose we found that out. What would you think the reaction of the public would be?
Well, I think that it would really differ because some people would be more scared and others would be really excited and others would be kind of indifferent. I think it really depends on the person.
You get scared, but why would they be scared? I mean, if you pick somebody up on the radio, suppose we're using this Allen telescope array, right? It's this big array of antennas. And next week we pick up the signal and say, well, I don't know what that is, Bob, but it looks like it might be ET. And then we check it out, and it turns out that it is ET, right? Now, why would Mr. and Mrs. Front Porch in downtown Seattle, why would they say, they found an alien signal, well, that's it, you know, we're going to go completely nuts now? Why would they do that?
Oh, I'm just thinking from history. I mean, like, when that person, I think it was Orson Welles, that's it. He was reading out that book about Mars and aliens coming and invading. Then people got really scared. They called the police and everything, and obviously this would be less hysterical probably since people might be more educated, but it still seems like there would be a little bit of, oh, are they going to come and change the way we live if we're really comfortable and everything like that. So I think that people might be a little insecure.
Did you listen to that 1938